I would suggest that the group should bring forth fact and bring forth studies, something for us to look at. That's never been done. And that's the reason why I think this resolution is very appropriate, because if we don't take a stand, and this council probably is in the best position to make an informed stand because of the years of study that have taken place and because of the countless hours of testimony that we've heard, we probably understand better than anyone what the real issues are. And I haven't heard anything that comes from your crowd that even comes close to what would be measured as scientific evidence. It's a lot of anecdotal hysteria and alarming of the community. And I take exception to that, and that's why I think this resolution is very important.
So I just don't think that it's a proper role for us to take, to be able to pass a resolution encouraging everyone to vote against fracking when it's a citizen-generated petition in the first place, and we have, I think, a well-informed electorate in general. So I just kind of object to that whole process that we're trying to go through. No offense to you.
I don't take offense.
Phil, let me respond to that, because
let me ask Phil a question, if you don't mind, because really, I mean, it raises a question I think needs to be answered, and that is, would you, if you don't mind, would you feel the same way if we were passing a resolution in support of a citizen initiative?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it ought to be,
I'm going to take you in the Wayback Machine here and tell you that this has become something that has happened since I've been on this council. You know, we had a citizen-initiated bond issue project in this school district that was brought to this council. It was a request of this council to support it. Lone no vote, just like a lone yes vote tonight. Lone no vote, because I didn't feel that was appropriate, didn't feel that the bond issue was appropriate. But we were still given the ability to do it, and I didn't ask for some magical changing of the rules. That was the rules. I wasn't on the majority end of that, and felt that it was something that I couldn't support. And that's the vote that we all have. But I asked that, would it be the same if it were the other way around? Well, we've done the other way around. So, kind of hard to say now that there's some shift.
And I recognize we can't go back and change the rules, especially at this late date for this particular initiative. But I just object to this process that we're going through. I don't think we ought to address it at all.
Well, Phil, let me explain specifically on that issue of why I support it and why I think the council should as well. You're right, this is a citizen-initiated ordinance. We have no idea at this point what percentage of citizens do that. That's why it's up for a vote. But I do know, in my experience personally, and also as a member of the Chamber of Commerce, I have talked to dozens of business people in this town, literally dozens, through chamber, through personal association, through places I've been to, who are so thankful that the chamber passed this passed their own thing opposing this moratorium. They are devastated to think about the effects of the economy on Loveland should this moratorium pass.
I think it's totally appropriate for the chamber to have taken that vote and to have taken that position, because they are representing the businesses, and the businesses are those that are vehemently opposed to this whole moratorium. But I think we have a broader representation where we're representing the citizens of Loveland. We're not just representing the businesses, we're representing the citizens of Loveland. And I think it's presumptuous of us to try to tell the citizens how they should vote. And that's why I really oppose this.
Go ahead, John.
Phil, I could agree with you except for one thing. We cannot rely upon the distribution medias that we have available to us to pass what we actually say on to the public. Each of us has been misquoted in the local newspaper at some point or another. I think each one of us think back to that moment when it happens.
And I just don't think it's right for us to be able to dictate how people should vote.
But we're not.
If
That's
it,
a statement you made before that is incorrect. We are not dictating anything. We're telling people what our position
We're
is.
recommending how people.
No, we're not. Read
Reading our
that
position.
resolution. We're not recommending anything. We're saying we don't support it.
and one of the reasons I don't support this resolution, okay, is exactly the same today as it, I do support this resolution, excuse me, but I don't support the initiative, is the same as the day it started. It doesn't say anything. This is a classic example of Representative Pelosi, when we brought Obamacare to the forefront. We're going to vote on it, and then we're going to figure out what it is later, and that's exactly what has been offered here, is we're going to figure out what these studies are going to look like later.
And I don't need to tell them, from my perspective, how to vote, because I'm not sure yet. I'm like Joan, I'm not sure yet how I'm going to vote. So let them vote, and
By law,
Then we go.
you and we, in our positions, are not allowed to tell them how to vote. And I repeat what I just told Phil. This doesn't tell anybody how to vote. So misconstrue,
okay.
take us down a different trail, do as you wish. No.
However, I'm just telling you, I'm not as concerned about all of this. I think we can deal with it. Either way, we'll deal with it. And that's our job. We were elected to do that job. So, you know,
Would you like a motion?
yeah, make the motion.
I move to approve Resolution R-36-2014, opposing question number 1, citizen-initiated ordinance to place a 2-year moratorium on the use of hydraulic fracturing within the city of Loveland to fully study the impacts of hydraulic fracturing on property values and human health, which is on the ballot for the June 24th, 2014 City of Loveland special election.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Farley,
No.
Trenning,
Yes.
Schaefer,
No.
Trenary,
No.
McKean,
Yes, ma'am.
Vogel,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
No.
Taylor.
Yes.
Oops.
Five yes and 4 no.
Okay. Thank you, Jeannie.
Good counting.
Okay. All right, business from council.